Hi everyone, welcome to my channel once again. Let's talk today about the posterior pelvic tilt. So let's first understand what is a posterior pelvic tilt and how do you know that you have a posterior pelvic tilt. We will talk about the symptoms later on. First of all, let's see how it looks like. So when I'm standing straight from the side view, this is my pelvis area. Okay, so let's break the word posterior pelvic tilt. This is my posterior part, this is my anterior part, this is my pelvis. Okay, so when this is rotated to back and down, so from here the pelvis is rotated back and down. This is standing tall. Once again, look at it, back and down. This is when I'm standing like this, my hips are in like this, the hip flexors are going out, the back is slightly crouched like this. This is the posterior pelvic tilt that we are talking about. So from the front, how it looks like this. So as you can see the difference, the chest is up, I am standing tall. So this is a posterior pelvic tilt like this. Okay, so now you know how a posterior pelvic tilt looks like. So now let's understand, if you have a posterior pelvic tilt, what are the problems? The major problem is your posture itself. As you can see, this is not a right posture to stand or do any kind of activity. You will be having pain in your lower back, stress in your upper back, stress in your hamstring, pain in your hip area. So you might be having problem with your knees as well. So first of all, let's understand the reasons why posterior pelvic tilt happens. So this is my hamstring. When these hamstrings are tight, the hips are tight, the lower back muscle are weak and core muscles are weak. That's when posterior pelvic tilt happens. In the major case scenarios, tight hamstring, when we have the tight hamstrings, when we sit a lot, okay, when we are working through the hamstring a lot, like sitting on a couch or driving a lot daily, having a sitting job, so that might be a reason, first reason. Then the second reason can be your weak core. Okay, so when you have a weak core, your core cannot handle the pressure you're having in your pelvis, so it crunches itself, making a posterior pelvic tilt. So now you know the problem, how it looks like. Now let's talk about how to cure it. So the body is really very strong and smart. It's very intelligent. It knows how to correct itself. But for the correction, you have to work for it. You have to go and work for it. All right. So the basic and the most efficient solution for this thing, for this problem, is loosen up the tight muscles and strengthen up the weak muscles. Okay, there are two muscles that are tight here. One is hamstring, one is your hip, your glute muscle. The second is weakness in your core and weakness in your lower back muscle. So we're gonna strengthen the lower back muscles and the core muscles, and we are gonna stretch it out, the hamstring muscle and the glute muscle. So now I'm gonna tell you few exercise and stretching routine to help you with posterior pelvic tilt. So let's first talk about the strengthening exercise. So as for the core, first is bird dog, the second is dead bug. So do that exercise on daily basis, and if you are doing it and you feel that you are getting easy with it, hold it pretty longer, hold it with a dumbbell, hold it with kind of stretching band as well. I have attached the link, you can see that on the screen. Follow that routine and strengthen your core and your lower back muscles. Then we're going to talk about the stretching exercise. On the screen, you can see one hamstring routine, one hip flexor 90-90 stretch routine, one hip flexor stretch routine. Follow those stretching routine and the strengthening routine that you can see on the screen right now to get out of the posterior pelvic tilt. Now, let's suppose you are doing these exercise and you are out of this problem of posterior pelvic tilt. So how to make sure you don't get it again? So for this, I have attached, you can see on the screen, an 8-minute mobility routine which can be done at any point of the day and in any part of the world. You don't need any equipment, just a mat and yourself. Okay, so do that and you are out of the danger zone for a whole life. For any questions, queries, just comment down, and if you like it, hit the like button. Thank you so much.